Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a paint scheme on NR2003. Um, so the first thing you're going to want to do is download GIMP. You can download this for free. Um, I'll provide that in the link. But once you download GIMP, you're going to want to adjust your program to look like this. When you first download it, it'll have your project right here, and these two things on the side will be in separate windows. I can't remember exactly how to do it, and I don't know how to change it back to that, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure that out. You can look that up, but you're gonna want to make it to where it's all one window, and you're gonna want to make it to where you have all of your tools right here on the top left here. You see this grid right here that I'm going through? So to actually make the paint scheme, the first thing you're going to want to do is download the templates for said paint scheme. See, I'm going to make a Mustang paint scheme for the 2022 Next Gen mod. You can find all these templates from Stunod Racing or other various sites in the NR2003 community. And we got basically any manufacturer you can think of for the 2022 Next Gen mod. Look at this: Cadillac, Honda, even a 1985 Silverado. So, the possibilities are endless here. But once you've got your template, you see this on your bottom right. These are called layers, and you see they're all grouped. You have a plus sign, and you can press the plus sign to show everything that is in said group. Now, most of these templates are going to have a cover of some sort. You'll just click this little eye right here, and there you have your actual template. Now, before I start, you actually have this right here, this layer group, wireframe/mask. A lot of templates will tell you to turn the mask off before you import a paint scheme into the game. That's not necessary. I've never done it. It doesn't affect your paint scheme. I just like to have the mask on while I'm painting so I can see what I'm using. But if you were making a really intricate paint scheme, this is the wireframe, and this will help a lot. This is like a guide that will help you make it symmetrical. Again, for really intricate paint schemes, I would say it's absolutely necessary to make sure it looks right. Now, I don't usually use that, and I probably should, but I'd suggest you do it. So the first thing we're going to do is, I'm going to show you this right here. So once you click this little plus sign for the base, right here, base, this is what you will actually paint on, this little base thing right here. And if your GIMP is set up correctly, you will have these two little color things right here. So, you can make it red make it red. You just click it, drag, and drop. You want to make it a different color, click it, drag, drop. Very easy to color the actual car. Now something else that you'll notice here below the tools, you have these right here, tool options, this kind of thing right here. This, the only ones that you really need are this undo history in gradients. Gradients, if you want to make a gradient on the car, we may do that later. Even making a chrome, again, might do that later, but I like to keep it on the undo part right here. That way if I mess up, I can click back and I'm back to where I was. So I'm not sure exactly what type of paint scheme I want to make. Let's just go with something simple here. So let's say I'm going to make a Monster Energy paint scheme. Um, Monster Energy, obviously black. So I'm going to make this car black. Alright. Now, what you can do is a lot of these images you can find on Google. That's, any logo, number, anything, go find it on Google. So, let's say I want to make this car I don't know, let's say I want to, for some reason, make a Chase Elliott number 9 Monster Energy Mustang. Don't know why I would want to do that, but now, alright, you look up anything you want, make sure to type in PNG after, because that will make sure you don't have a background. When you click on the image on Google, you want to make sure that the transparent background pops up, which it's not. Find one that just trying to look for one right here, which you might not be able to find, and that's alright. Okay, just trying to show an example here of what a PNG would look like. Let's see if there's a transparent one. Okay. Okay, this is a lot more difficult to find than I imagined. Alright. Oh, there we go. So when it's transparent, you will see this grid design behind the image. You can copy it, and then you will press Control V. That will drop the paint scheme, or that will drop the number. And what you'll want to do is you'll see it down here on your layers. Wherever you dropped it should be above the base if you had the base selected. Whatever you want to put your image on top of, select what you want it on top of, and it will go there. Now, I want it on top of the paint scheme. I want it on top of the base. That way the window blackout and stuff will actually show up over it. What you want to do is right click to new layer on that layer you had selected. Now you can select this one right here, scale tool, little rectangle, arrow to a big rectangle. It'll say scale tool, looks like that. And this is really helpful too. You'll press Control and use your scroll wheel. That will allow you to zoom in and out, make it more accurate. Now, this is a Monster Energy paint scheme, so we're going to want to make this number a different color. What you'll do, you see this thing right here, fuzzy select, it looks like a magic wand with a star. Select that. That scale tool, I never mentioned it. It'll let you make the number bigger, smaller, and if you press it in the center, you can move it. But because it's Monster, we're going to want to recolor this. So you'll fuzzy select, you'll just click, and if you want to select multiple things, okay, it might not work with that exactly, but you'll select Shift, and then the other thing you want to select. Now, because this is Monster Energy, we're going to make it that signature Monster Green. Now, the same thing with the yellow and make it black, because I think that would look right. Right? Now, once you have all that selected, you'll go up here, and it's the way you want it. You'll go up here to the very, very top where it says File and stuff like that. Press the Select, None. Now you'll go back to the Scale tool, zoom out like how I told you before. Also the scroll wheel, you can go up and down. That should help you. Scroll wheel without pressing Control. So Control, scroll wheel, in and out. Alright, so we're going to put this number right here. I think that looks fine right there. Now, here's what I like to do. I like to put my numbers right here. I will use this line on the next gen mod to kind of line it up right where I want it. You'll right click this again, and you'll select, you'll right click the number, because you have the base right here, then your number. Right click, duplicate layer. Now you can come over here to the rotate tool, which looks like a rectangle being rotated right here. Just click this once, and if you want to turn this all the way around, you'll go to the angle and type in 180. Now we can go put this over here. I think that should go a little bit lower. That should look about right. Alright, now we're going to just put the numbers where they go. Again, this is a very, very simple paint scheme. One thing else that I'm going to say is when you duplicate layers, don't duplicate a layer that you've already duplicated. So like, let's say I duplicated this and I'm now going to put it down here. Do not duplicate this layer again, because that will just lower the quality even if you don't resize it. Like if I just duplicated this one and kept duplicating, keeping it the same size, you will notice the quality go down. That's why I like to go with the original image I put there. That way the quality is pretty good around the rest of the car. Now, I said this was going to be Monster Energy, so we're going to look for the Monster Energy Claw. Alright. Again, you will look for a PNG, so an image that doesn't have a background. Now, you're not going to click something like this because that's not actually a PNG. If you can see the checkered from this larger display here on Google, it's not a PNG. It will appear as white or black down here, and then on the bigger image, you'll see that background disappear into a checkered mark. Now, not always will you be able to find a PNG. So, I'm going to show you what happens in that case. Let me just find an image of just the claw. Alright. Alright, we'll just use this. We'll just use this one. Alright. Again, copy. Control V. And you'll see how big this image is. Right click to new layer, and you're gonna want to downsize the image to fit inside of your template here. like I said, you can't always find a PNG of an image you want. So we're going to go to this fuzzy select tool, just select around it here, and now you will simply click delete. Doesn't always work. In that case it did. Sometimes it won't work, but you'll right click after you fuzzy selected. You'll go to layer, transparency, and see this has it selected, but sometimes it won't. You'll just click this add alpha channel, and it will allow the background to be erased. Now, most Monster Energy cars, they don't have this little letter, or this lettering underneath the claw on the hood. So you'll go to that, you'll click this right here. This is a rectangle select tool. You will just make a rectangle around what you don't want, simply click delete. It's gone. That works the exact same as the alpha channel thing, like I just showed you. So now, because you still have the selection here, select at the very top, none. Now we'll go to this rotate tool, and we will instead do 90. That will make the monster claw go the correct way on this template. So we're going to make it, we're going to size it to look about right. Boom. That looks about right to me. Now, let's say I want to make a little design for this car, right? Because Monster Energy cars are pretty boring. They're usually just black. Let's say I want to put some green on this, like maybe a green side skirt. Well, the layer on this is a little bit different, but I'm going to show you this because this is going to be useful. Paths. It kind of looks like a spray paint bottle. And that's what I like to call it. Looks like a bottle of spray paint shooting out this little line of something. I'm not going to put this on the car because I'm just going to make a random design, but let's say I want to make a little design here. I want it to go like this. I will complete this shape just going in between right here. And remember, you'll just keep left clicking this, and once you kind of get to an area where you can close the shape, press enter. And if you want to make this a color, drag and drop. Look at that. Just like that. And we'll go to undo something right here. And if you want to undo it, you'll see it just does that. So you want to skip all those steps, you want to skip all those steps, just click scale tool or something, and go back to the paths tool. Now, I want to make the side skirt a different color. Problem is, this is an actual layer up here. So, if you look down here on the bottom right, you will see where it says parts right here. Parts number 1. It could be different on another template. All templates are different. You'll kind of go down here and look for the side skirt. Here we go, side skirts right here. You're going to take your select tool, and now again, like I said earlier, how you want to select multiple at the same time, you'll hold shift, select it again, then you can drag and drop the color. Select none, back to your scale tool. Now we want to make we're going to do the same thing to the splitter right here. Let's say I want the splitter edge to be a color. Boom, just like that. Now, do the same thing with the spoiler, which I just saw. Well, okay, we'll do it with the roof rails. and the spoiler, which for different mods it's going to be different. You'll just have to figure it out on your own with whatever template you're using. I like the next gen template because it just fits. It's very easy template to paint on. On the next gen mod specifically, some templates will have a different colored window net, which is this right here. This thing right here, this white thing. You're going to see a thing in the parts section that says window net color. You're just going to drag and drop, make sure that's black, or whatever color you want, you know. I don't like the colored window nets, so I'm going to make it black. That was all in the parts section. Now if you want to paint the wheels, you're going to go to, click the big plus sign on the wheels thing, and you will see rim color. Again, we're going to shift and fuzzy select, shift, fuzzy select, shift, fuzzy select. Do this all around, keep holding the shift button. Now all four wheels are going to be selected here. If I'm not mistaken, these are the... No, okay, never mind. It's organized the right way, but I want to make these wheels black. We'll do this. You can make them any other color you want. I'll just do black because I like that. Select none. Go back to the base. Make sure you kind of minimize all of these by clicking the minus sign. That way you know where you're at, what you're doing. Alright, so now we're going to look for another Monster Energy logo. We want to do this one, right? We'll look for a PNG. Of whatever logo you want. It might be difficult to find, apparently. Okay, no, here we go. I'm going to copy this. Control V. Going to do what I said earlier to new layer. Going to downsize this. Now the next gen mod, it's a little bit weird because the way the template is, so we're gonna want to rotate this on the next gen template to -6. That way it's kind of angled down. You can make the logo bigger. Yeah. Now you'll notice a lot of the monster cars, this claw is bigger. So, in fact, let's just take this claw. I'm going to use the paths tool. This works the same way as the rectangle select, like I said earlier. We'll close this shape, enter, and then simply press delete, select none. Now remember what I said earlier about this other thing, how you could duplicate. Right click down here on the bottom right, duplicate layer, rotate, -90. That will send it back to this way, and we'll want to rotate it again to kind of, well, we don't necessarily have to rotate it. We can just do this, resize it, boom, that looks about right. Now, something that can make this, oh, actually no. Another useful tool sometimes, you see these layers down here, you can actually move them around. So you can just drag it, move it wherever you want. I'll move this back down here. Something you can do, which if you want to keep something the same, you see how these are right up next to each other. You can actually take this one, right click, merge down. Now it is all one big layer, and if we click the scale tool, you can drag that whole thing. Now I don't necessarily want to do that, so we're gonna click our little undo things here before we merged it. Now I'm going to take this, duplicate, and we can type 180 or use this little bar here. Sometimes it's easier to use a little bar. Move this back down to kind of where we had it. You'll want to line this up. Obviously this is where that wireframe would come into play, and this is a bad habit of mine. So again, let's actually look with the wireframe, with the white wireframe. Now that'll let you line things up a lot easier. Again, bad habit of mine that I just don't do. Now we're going to go back to this little monster logo, and because we already rotated this, you'll see it'll be at like 6 degrees positive on the other side, which is not something we want. If you want to rotate, because remember how we rotated this -6 degrees on this side, you're actually going to put 12. Not a negative, just 12. That way it's also 6 degrees on the other side. And we'll just drag it right there. Alright, and I actually forgot to put the roof number on this thing. But, let's actually go back to that Chase Elliott 9. Okay. Put that back on here. Now we want to make this number green. We'll just do that. We can also make this little outline green too. And then make this inside black. Alright. It's very basic. I'm not going to put a crap ton of different logos on here or nothing. I kind of showed you what you got to do. Now if you want to put a name on here, you'll go to this, banners, click this plus sign, regular, plus sign again. You'll see right here, it says Mustang, Mustang 1. Just click the little I here, it'll make it disappear. You'll go back to where the regular one is. You see this little A right here? That's the text tool. You're gonna just drag it to be a good size. I used this different font that I downloaded from somewhere. I think it was on Stunod. It was Bertholds. I'm not going to try to pronounce the rest of that, but it's a very similar font to what the real life NASCAR Cup cars use. See this little color thing right here on the right? Make that white. Click this again, and we'll make it right there. Just drag this so it's a little bit easier. Use that rotate tool. Negative, or actually 90. Not negative. We'll make that 90. And you'll kind of size it to what it should be. And you can rotate it. It's not going to be 100% because this is curved. I'm not sure if you can actually curve this layer. You probably can. It's just above my pay grade. I'm not no professional designer. I'm not, Lefty, Kyle Sykes. I'm none of these guys. But you'll do that and then type it again and put it on this back one right here. This is the name rail or the name banner for the back. But that's pretty much it on how to actually paint the car. Now you'll go to File. If you want to save this paint scheme, which I suggest you do, let's say you're running a series and it makes the playoffs, you want to put the playoff banner on it. Which in this actual template, they do have playoff banners. I don't know if you saw that. You see right here, there's regular banners and there's playoff banner. Same thing, just you do what I told you earlier with the regular banners, just on the playoff banner. It's nothing too difficult, but let's say you're done now, you're happy with what you have. Save it as. Make sure to save it and end it with .xcf. If you ever want to make edits to your paint scheme. Then after that, you will go to Export As. You'll name it whatever you want and make sure it ends with .tga. That is the file that you need to put it in the game. And that's how you paint on NR2003. Hope this helped. Thank you for watching.